All right, what's going on? It's Bobby Skinner talking Giants, and Daniel Jones, breaking news, has been cleared for contact, according to Ryan Dunleavy of the New York Post. Now, what's crazier is that this news was not broken on Sunday when he was actually cleared. He was cleared Sunday morning before the game. This is obviously good news for the Giants because they were on the verge of Matt Barkley starting at quarterback this Sunday. Like, I really think that would have happened. But the weird part is the fact that he was cleared Sunday morning, and it's just how the Giants handled this, right? They ruled him out on Friday, just out, not available to play on Sunday, right? But the week before, they listed him as questionable, right? So the week before, they listed him as questionable. Maybe they had him as their QB2, whatever. And the next week, what happened in the next week to where he was just flat out ruled out? They had to have some idea that he was going to be cleared soon if they were even testing him on Sunday morning before a game. So it's just kind of like weird. Like, why not make him QB2 versus the Jets? I understand not starting him because Tyrod Taylor got all the first team reps and prepared as such. But if you didn't have a QB2 that you trusted to even throw the ball, like your quarterback 2 that you put out there in Tommy DeVito, you trusted him to do absolutely nothing besides hand the ball off and throw a couple of swing passes. So maybe it is to avoid controversy, right? Like, but you lost the game because of it. Like, you win this game if Daniel Jones is your quarterback 2 in this game. And I understand, like, hey, you're not planning on injury, but Tyrod Taylor's an injury-prone quarterback. He's been injured basically every time he's had the opportunity to start for more than a couple games. Make sure to like and subscribe too. I forgot to ask you to do that at the top. So again, and you also went a 3-week stretch in the NFL with a backup QB who had you had decided was just not capable of throwing passes in the NFL. You had a 24-1 run the pass ratio in the second half yesterday, and you lost the game because of it. Like, I'm tired of hearing, well, they were 30 seconds away from being right. Well, guess what? They weren't right. They were wrong. And maybe if they were able to sustain 1 or 2 more drives for more than a 3 and out, guess what? Maybe they end up winning that game. So, and you look at this last stretch of games without Daniel Jones. I think you go 2-1 at worst, right? Because I think you beat the Jets, and I personally think they do go 3-0 with him. So it feels bad that you could be 4-4, maybe at worst 3-5, and then going against the Raiders, who you would feel somewhat confident against, right? And you look at the last 3 weeks, and it's not even like a big applause to Daniel Jones. It's just how good this defense has been the last 3 weeks. Been flat out dominant. Giants defense the last 3 weeks has allowed only 11.3 points per game. 11.3 points per game they've allowed in 3 games, and yet they are 1-2. The Giants are averaging 11 points per game. So they're losing by 0.3 points per game the last 3 weeks. And the Giants will win some games getting a healthy Daniel Jones and Andrew Thomas back, but the season is essentially over, right? Like, you're 2-6. You have the Cowboys again. You have the Eagles twice, right? So at best, that is 2 losses in that stretch. At best, that is 2 losses. So that gets you to 8 losses. And then you have a stretch of games where you like, hey, those are winnable games, but there's no way you're going undefeated. Like, the Giants are now that winnable game for mid teams. Like the Jets, for example. The Giants are now that winnable game. So the idea of any playoffs are essentially lost. Like, you'd have to go on an amazing run. Like, you think about what the Lions did last year. Well, the Lions ended up missing the playoffs. So I don't really see that as an opportunity. And the Giants were playing much better, or the Lions were playing much better football than the Giants, at least offensively. Their offense was nuts, and their defense kind of came, back to the median to allow them to play well. So it's frustrating, man. This is, DJ's 5th year as the Giant, fourth year that he's missed games. This was the first time he's missed games due to a passing play injury. The other ones were running plays versus the Packers in 2019, versus the Bengals in 2020. And then he got injured twice in 2021, but he only missed games once. A run versus the Eagles and then a run versus the Cowboys where he got concussed. So it's just frustrating because they should have beat the Jets yesterday. They absolutely should have beat them with that defensive performance, and any type of average QB or even slightly below average QB play wins you that game. And instead, we're talking about a team that's, projected to pick 4th in the NFL draft right now. 4th. So we'll see what happens, man. The Raiders will be that is a winnable game for the Giants, but it's just frustrating to be saying that coming off of 1-2 without DJ instead of 2-1, and almost 3-0. Like, you were so close to being 3-0 without Daniel Jones, and how much better would this feel? So we'll see. I still think you need to go and sign Matt Barkley because Tommy DeVito can't be your backup QB with Tyrod Taylor out. So I still think that upgrade needs to happen, but at least he won't be starting. Even though 2009 Bobby Skinner loved Matt Barkley. I was at I was part of the underclassmen Under Armour All American Combine. So that, it was the same day that they played the Under Armour All American game, and Matt Barkley was the starting QB that game. He was amazing. I thought he was going to be number 1-1 in the draft. So appreciate you guys liking, subscribe. Let's go Big Blue.